and welcome to Season 4 of Smart Money, brought to you by PPS Investments. I'm Alishia Seckam, and joining me now is Nomathibana Okello. She's Managing Director and Senior Portfolio Manager at Terebinth Capital, a South African-based investment management company. Nomathibana, thanks so much for joining us today. Right at the top, walk us down your career and education path and how that led you to becoming the managing director of a boutique asset manager like Terebinth Capital.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm from the Eastern Cape, Gqeberha. I was raised in that city. I came to the Western Cape to study a bachelor in Actuarial Science. And after that, I completed a master's in philosophy with a major in mathematics of finance. So my background is very quantitative in nature. Subsequent to completing those studies, I joined, I was a bursary student. So therefore, I had bursary commitments, had an opportunity to join an investment management firm, primarily in the income space. And this is before joining Terebinth. So joining Terebinth, I purchased a significant stake in the business, and that's how my managing director role came about.
Okay, so now at the helm, what investment philosophies are you running with as you roll out your service offerings?
So when it comes to the business, where business has always been known as a macro house. We value macro analysis as a top-down analysis tool. But we also recognize that most of the asset classes that we look at are quantitative in nature, for instance, fixed income, or otherwise fundamental in nature, for instance, equities. So therefore, our approach combines macroeconomic analysis and rigor with quantitative analysis for fixed income and fundamental analysis for equities. We also recognize that you can never position any portfolio for a single outcome. So therefore, we subscribe to the theory of cycles and also do a detailed analysis when it comes to scenario analysis. Our product set, it ranges from fixed income, equities, we have credit, and we have multi-asset products that essentially combine these asset classes.
Well, running with those philosophies has helped see you grow assets under management over the years. I mean, from 3 billion Rand in 2018 to over 33 billion Rand in 2023. So talk us through how exactly you achieved that, more practically speaking, and what that growth journey has been like.
When it comes to our journey, it's been eventful. I mean, there's been a lot of wins, a lot of losses along the way. But the key thing in terms of how we've done it internally is firstly being strategic in how in every step that we've implemented or every path that we implemented, we're very strategic and we planned ahead. So the success you're seeing right now is at the back of meticulously implementing that strategy that we committed to even before my time in this business, and then subsequently joining this business. So we got a couple of things right. For instance, recognizing that a female talent in this industry is something that really needs to be grown and taken care of. So we were in the forefront in saying that we understand that as asset managers, you need to get the markets right, but we can do that by with the same time ensuring that you implement transformative skills transfer. So that's been the journey for us thus far. It's really been implementing that strategy. And another element is there's been clients who have bought into this overall vision and mission. And we've always communicated that in order for us to implement this strategy, we need clients that buy into this. So those clients have become partners and have subsequently not only are clients today, but also have exceeded us as we moved into other asset classes.
Well, you recently celebrated your 10th anniversary, and, it's milestones like these that often give us pause for reflection. So looking back over the years, what have been the biggest highlights for you?
A couple of highlights, but I will emphasize the clients that have bought into this vision and mission of saying that we want to be the best asset management firm in the country, but at the same time ensuring that skills transfer is at the core of what we do, with a particular emphasis on female talent. those clients have really bought into this vision and have walked the path with us. So I do think that's been a highlight in securing the type of clients that have subsequently seeded us in other products. Another thing internally, we've seen growth in our team. I mean, we've had some team members who started off as analysts, and today they are either head of certain areas or otherwise have grown to portfolio management responsibilities. So when you see that growth happening internally, having the right clients, besides the AUM, I think that's the bigger story behind our success.
So let's home in on those clients then, because adding to your highlights, Real PPS Investments has just appointed you to manage its 693 million Rand PPS Defensive Fund, and that's quite a feat. So what does this opportunity mean for Terebinth Capital, and how do you see it translating?
Sure. So for us, it is essentially a vote of confidence in our multi-asset capabilities. We've always been known for our multi-asset income capabilities, which is then a multi-asset fund in its nature. So this now moving up the risk curve in terms of multi-asset, low equity funds is really speaking about our overall multi-asset capabilities. So, and then we've combined them with the appointment of Carmen now as our head of multi-asset, who essentially operates as a traffic controller amongst the different asset classes, being fixed income, listed property, equities, and credit. So therefore, for us, it's really, it demonstrates that our multi-asset capabilities, as we've communicated to the market, extends beyond fixed income. We can put together solutions depending on the client needs.
So that's the track record you're boasting, right? Forward looking now, what trends are you currently seeing in the asset management industry, both locally and internationally, that you're keeping an eye on if you're going to be able to continue with this growth momentum?
Sure. I do think when it comes to this industry, product development goes without saying. You need to constantly be looking at your offering, but obviously being mindful of your overall investment philosophy and process. We're not in the business of constantly amending that. You stick to that investment philosophy and process, and you're constantly assessing product development ideas. But when I look forward and just assessing the client base, the key thing right now is being able to then customize those products for client needs. So the idea of mass customization is something that's going to stay and stick with us. In order for any boutique firm to implement that correctly, I do think that you need to have a good handle on your client data and also market data internally so that you can assess it adequately and also be ahead of any changing trends when it comes to client needs. So that's where technology will come into play. So it's not necessarily technology in terms of thinking about it simply from an AI perspective or black box perspective, but it's the adequately using data in order to understand your customer needs and being able to provide solutions that can basically address any client needs.
Absolutely. Well, Nomathibana, thanks so much for your time today. Nomathibana Okello is Managing Director and Senior Portfolio Manager at Terebinth Capital, providing us there with a bit of a profile to the company. Let's leave it there. Thanks so much once again.